Well, humanitarian organization Gift of the Givers has arrived in Türkiye to assist with rescue operations in areas impacted by Monday's earthquake. We now cross live to our reporter Chriselda Lewis, who is in Adana in southern Türkiye. Chriselda, a very good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Just quickly tell us, where exactly are you and what's happening there?
Well, Simpiwe, these are live pictures from the airport in Adana, which is just south of Türkiye. And this is what is considered as one of the key transit points for most of the aid that is making its way to different areas that have been affected by the floods. You'll be able to see these are the supplies that we've been reporting about from the Gift of the Givers that have been brought in to assist the thousands of people. We don't have the official figures at this particular point, but we understand hundreds of thousands of people who have been affected by this devastation. We've just about landed here in Adana just about 20 minutes ago. You see members of the Gift of the Givers just sorting out some of the supplies and the specialized equipment which is going to be used in this rescue and recovery mission. I can certainly tell you there are thousands of rescue workers that have gone to different parts of Türkiye. Others also arriving here just a few moments ago. I'll walk you through here. I'll ask my colleague Mangoba to also bring us towards this direction. You see some of these dogs, which are very crucial in the search and rescue efforts, as well as what a part of what will be used, of course, to try and sniff through the rubble. Quite crucial, the equipment, specialized equipment that the Gift of the Givers has brought here is equipment that is used in urban areas. You would know this is not the first such mission that they've participated in. And I'll just show you here, this being a majority of the equipment, including, of course, our luggage that we'll use here over the next couple of days. I'll come towards this direction here, where you're also seeing some stretchers and quite a lot that will be used, some blankets as well. You would know that the temperatures have been exceedingly cold. In Istanbul, where we were just a couple of hours ago, it was 0 degrees. And what we understand from some of the rescue workers who've been on the ground is that the conditions is part of what has been hampering some of the rescue efforts that have been taking place. And also here at this particular airport, you would recall that President Erdogan of Turkey had indicated that he was going to make available some of his presidential planes in order for them to deliver some of the aid. Now, in fact, not too far from where I am, I'm actually going to walk towards that direction with my colleague Mangoba Nkosi, but I'm going to speak to Kasim Borat first before I show you one of the president's planes, which is part of the aeroplanes that is used to deliver some of this relief. That has been confirmed. That you recall President Erdogan indicating that some of these planes will be used for some of this aid. Kasim Borat, thank you very much indeed. If you come stand this direction for us. A critical point that we're reaching now, we've moved from the areas, which are somewhat stable to areas now where we will start to see the devastation. You've brought in all the equipment. What are the next couple of hours looking like?
So just to look back as well, it's been 24 hours since we left South Africa. And I think we really have to appreciate that in that 24 hours we've come quite far. In terms of missions, in terms of reaching the area, this place, Adana, has been affected, not as bad, but is considered the gateway to the entire region. This is the fully functional airport closest to the disaster area. So now we're going to start seeing the mass destruction. The latest death toll is already in excess of 10,000 people. I think really from our perspective, the main coordinating desk of this disaster, which is like a ministry, is AFAD, and they are based here and they've got a very active desk. We need to get in touch with them. They're going to deploy us to the area that they feel our team with our equipment and our skills will be best suited.
And this is likely tomorrow morning, I would presume?
This is likely tomorrow morning. We're not 100% certain. We'd like it the sooner the better. I think the team, 24 hours of travel, you do need to have a bit of rest before you jump on to critical work. So I think that's probably going to be tomorrow morning, yeah.
Right, Kasim. Thank you very much, Borat. I really appreciate your time. Come towards this direction. I'll also show you. Take a look here at the airport in Adana. These are some of the other rescue workers that have also been brought into this area over the past couple of moments. Take a look. These sniffer dogs as well. A part of, I see this one's name is Flash. These are some of what will form part of the rescue and search as well. Here, towards my right, these ladies and gentlemen here, also part of the rescue missions from other countries as well. Since we arrived, you would have heard in my earlier report, I did indicate that we have seen scores of rescue workers coming in from different parts of the world. We understand that they run into their thousands, and I must tell you, Sipiwe, I found it quite heartwarming. When we were on the plane, just touching down into Adana, the pilot or the captain basically had thanked everyone who was on the aircraft. Everyone was clapping hands. You can certainly get a sense of the appreciation that these people feel for all this assistance that is being brought to their nation to come and assist. Remember, Simpiwe, I told you that President Erdogan, who of course has also declared, days of national mourning. We know that some schools in certain areas have shut down. We know that, some aid centers have also been set up. President Erdogan had basically said that he was going to deploy some of his presidential planes to make sure that those planes are used as part of the relief itself. And I want to see if I can quickly just go out towards the side. We just want to get a shot of the plane. 1 second. All right, the president. Oh, President, we want to see plane. Yes, 1 second. Come through. Ask my colleague Mangoba Nkosi to come this way. We'll start. Just take a look right over there. We'll try to get this open and let's see. That is one of the planes there, Simpiwe. Thank you very much. That is one of the president's planes, which you'll have a look at here, which will tell you. All right, is that all right? Just take a look here. Some of the other. I'll ask my colleague just 1 second. If we could just be here, you can come with us for 1 second. I'll ask my colleague Mangoba Nkosi to come with me. These are live pictures from the Adana airport, and this is south of Türkiye. Take a look. Those rescue workers probably running into a couple of hundred. There are so many of them at this particular point that have come here and are willing to assist. Take a look over there. You'll see from the lights that have been brought in, that is one of the planes. President's plane, huh?
Yes.
President's plane.
President? Yes.
Is that the president's plane?
Yes, I know.
It's bringing aid here?
Yes.
Oh, all right. So that is official confirmation there, Simpiwe. I promise I'll try to work my way around some of the language here, but I must say the Turkish people are really trying to accommodate us here. Take a look. Although both those planes, the president's planes, so these are live pictures which we can certainly show you. I'll get out of shot at this point. Ask my colleague Mangoba Nkosi to zoom in a bit on that, and you'll be able to see President Erdogan indicating with all the relief efforts that have been made around the world. You'll see the blue lights over there, which will give you an indication of the importance of all this cargo that is being brought here, which is going to assist hundreds of thousands of people who have been left devastated. Tomorrow morning, we're hearing from the Gift of the Givers. We'll move towards this direction. We're hearing from the Gift of the Givers that we might move towards, here you go, a bit of a vantage point shot. I'm not going to go any further than where I am at this particular point. This is one of the planes of President Erdogan, who, of course, that dispatched, carrying tons and tons and tons of cargo, which is much needed at this particular point food, blankets, freezing conditions, I must say. Another chopper being brought in here. This chopper, Simpiwe, was also used a little bit earlier on to make sure that some of the personnel that were brought in as the rescue efforts have been intensifying in this particular part of the country. Over the next couple of days, starting tomorrow morning, what is going to happen is that we will be able to ensure that we do go to a majority of these areas that have been affected, and we'll get a first-hand account of exactly the extent of the devastation that we have seen. But these live pictures, of course, the aircraft, two of those, I'll ask my colleague Mangoba Nkosi to stay on that for a second. Those two aircraft, you'll see, they are written the Republic of Türkiye, and that will tell you that those are the planes, the presidential planes that have been deployed to assist the people of this country. Everyone has certainly come to the fore. So many nations. As we got out of the plane, everyone was clapping. Everyone greets you. In the midst of grief, I can certainly say this country has come together and tried to see how each of them is going to earth. Is the president here?
President will go.
Wait, okay. The president will go.
Ankara.
President here?
President Turkey.
Oh, here? Oh, he will go? Is he here now? All right, I was just trying to get some clarity on while we stay on those pictures there. A part of the communication, Mangoba, let's stay on those pictures while I try to get some clarity here. We do understand that those aircraft will go. What the gentleman is saying to me, oh, okay, he's saying to me that the president has arrived here in this particular area. Is that what you're saying? To basically come and have a look at what the situation is like in this particular area. So those are the presidential planes that we showed you a bit earlier on. I think from the vantage point where we are, we're certainly not going to be able to get any closer than that. You'll see that these planes have been moving towards that particular aspect. When we flew in to Adana just about, I would say 30, 45 minutes ago, if my memory serves me well, you'd already seen some of the police escorts with these presidential planes, which has been confirmed that these are the planes that President Erdogan said would then be part of what the delivery of those planes, delivery of those aircrafts are. I'm going to see if I can't try to maybe have a conversation with any of these. Not a conversation, excuse me, sir, if I could ask. All right, at this particular point, I don't think I'm going to get much in terms of communication. I'm just trying to confirm what was conveyed to me just a little bit earlier on. If indeed President Erdogan is within this vicinity to try and... Sorry, sir, if I could just ask a very brief question. Is President Erdogan...
No, sir, English.
All right, no one wants to confirm. All right. Okay, the president will go to Ankara. This is what I'm being... He will leave here and go to Ankara. This is what I'm being told at this particular stage. So in addition to confirmation, of course, that those aircraft are the ones that President Erdogan had indicated will be set aside for the distribution of aid. That is certainly taking place. I recall one of the SABC radio stations had asked me whether we've seen any of this in action. Fortunately, Simpiwe, as we arrive in this part of southern Türkiye, this is what we're seeing at this particular point. So from tomorrow morning, we'll certainly bring you live coverage now from the front line, from where we're expecting to see this devastation, the impact that the devastation has had on the people of this country. But what I can tell you is that there's been a lot of resilience that I've seen thus far. Many nations, thousands of rescue workers have come here to come and assist the people of this country. Back to you in studio.
All right, Chriselda, just before I let you go, we're out of time, unfortunately. In as much as you're reporting from Adana Airport, we're getting reports that 4 South Africans have been trapped in a rubble at a prison after a prison collapse. So what have you heard? Just briefly. All right, we lost communication to Chriselda. Chriselda Lewis is speaking to us live from Adana Airport, wherein the authorities have been receiving aid from the international communities to take care of those affected by the earthquake that took place a couple of days ago.